Adoptive parents don't exist. Yeah, I said it. You're either a parent or you're not. There's no in between. And when you go through the process of adopting a child, then by the end of it, you are the parent and he or she is your kid. I've heard so many downright dumb statements about adoption from both progressives and traditionalists, Catholics and atheists, conservatives and liberals, that I'm wondering how society hasn't sunk lower than it already has. Now, let me go ahead and get all of my inflammatory statements out of the way so that I can annoy a nice range of people. So here's my statement that will cause liberals to squeal with joy. Biology doesn't matter. Let me explain. Let's look at the dictionary definition of parent. It says a father or mother. Let's go to father. A man in relation to his natural child or children. Now, that may end up debunking my idea of adoption, so let's look a bit further down this definition. It says, a man who gives care and protection to someone or something. So, for instance, if one were the father of a revolution, that would not mean that that person necessarily created the revolution, but that they are in charge of its care. So by this definition, adoptive fathers are fathers and should be regarded as such. So I don't see the point in confusing the relationship between the biological father and the plain old father to the point where the biological father is considered to have a quote-unquote special relationship with his biological offspring. There's nothing more special than the relationship between a child and his or her rightful father. But the biological father is not always the rightful father. Just out of curiosity though, let's look into what the prior definition means by natural. The first definition is always the most literal I have found. So it says existing in or caused by nature, not made or caused by humankind. So that means that no father has ever had natural children. That makes sense. But let's look at the next definition. Of or in agreement with the character or makeup of or circumstances surrounding someone or something. So a father having a natural child, even if that child were adopted, would still be in agreement with the circumstances surrounding someone or something. Or at least I think so. The words all got kind of jumbled, I don't know. And it's annoying too because some of the people who have said the aforementioned dumb things about adoption are pro-life. They were people I knew within the pro-life movement who stood outside of the abortion clinic and advocated for the child's life. And yet they don't believe in one of the primary alternatives to killing the child, adoption. But let me just get into some specifics of what they said.
Ooh, he and she seem to have a special relationship.
Now, that statement is only appropriate when it is directed at a man and his wife. It is inappropriate to say it with regards to a man and the girl who is adopted by someone else and who has not known that person to be her father for quite some time. Did you have your youngest kid because the father wanted a kid who was really his? First off, that's kind of like asking, did you have sex to clean out your urethra? It's creepy, it's weird, and it is insensitive to those who believe that a person can be a father to his kids, no matter how they came to be his kids. You aren't a real family. You aren't a real human. What's your point? That if you say it fast and loud enough, that fiction will become reality? The final quote is anything that includes the prefix step, stepbrother or stepsisters, or anything that includes the modifier adoptive, such as adoptive parents. In conclusion, it seems as though the only things that both sides of the political and religious aisles can agree on is that being dumb is the better way to go. Enough said.